TV soap news and spoilers say that in the neon-lit underbelly of the fictional city of Crestview, where shadows cast long webs of deceit, the saga of Dr. Doug McBride, a once-revered heart surgeon, unfolds with a tragic intensity that has gripped audiences of the television drama Beyond the Gates. Played with haunting gravitas by actor Jason Graham, who joined the show in early 2025, Doug McBride's story is a descent into darkness, orchestrated by the malevolent casino owner Joey Armstrong. As whispers of Doug's impending demise ripple through the fanbase, the question looms: are we truly about to say goodbye to this complex character, or is there a flicker of hope for redemption in the ashes of his downfall? This article delves into the intricate layers of Doug's story, expanding on the raw elements of addiction, betrayal, and revenge that have made his arc one of the most compelling in recent television history. The man behind the mask, Doug McBride's rise and fragility. Dr. Doug McBride entered Beyond the Gates as a beacon of hope in Crestview's turbulent world. A heart surgeon with a reputation for miracles, Doug was the kind of man who could steady his hands over a beating heart while his own life teetered on the edge. His patients revered him, his colleagues respected him, and his calm demeanor masked a storm brewing beneath the surface. Jason Graham's portrayal imbued Doug with a quiet intensity, a man whose eyes carried the weight of lives saved and the secrets he kept buried. Yet, it was this very duality that made Doug vulnerable, a flaw that Joey Armstrong, the city's most ruthless casino magnate, would exploit with surgical precision. Doug's Achilles heel was not a lack of skill or ambition but a crippling gambling addiction that had festered in the shadows for years. The thrill of the card table, the clatter of chips, and the fleeting rush of a win had become his escape from the sterile precision of the operating room. What began as a harmless pastime spiraled into an obsession, one that drained his savings and fractured his personal life. By the time Joey Armstrong set his sights on Doug, the surgeon was already a man on the brink, teetering between salvation and ruin. Joey Armstrong, the architect of vengeance. Joey Armstrong, a character as enigmatic as he is sinister, is the owner of the Silver Serpent Casino, a glittering den of vice that serves as Crestview's beating heart of corruption. With a smile that could charm a snake and eyes that betrayed a cold, calculating mind, Joey is a predator in a tailored suit. His vendetta against Doug McBride is not born of whim but of a deeply personal wound. Doug was the surgeon who treated Joey's late mother, a woman whose death Joey believes could have been prevented. Whether Doug was truly at fault remains ambiguous, but for Joey, the truth is irrelevant. Grief has twisted into rage, and rage into a meticulously crafted plan to destroy the man he holds responsible. Joey's discovery of Doug's gambling addiction was the key that unlocked his revenge. Like a spider weaving a web, Joey began to lure Doug deeper into the Silver Serpent's grasp. He offered high-stakes games, extended lines of credit, and whispered promises of fortune, all while knowing that each bet Doug placed was a step closer to his downfall. The casino became Doug's second home, its smoky halls and clinking slot machines a siren song he couldn't resist. Jason Graham's performance captures this descent with heartbreaking nuance. Doug's trembling hands as he places another bet, the flicker of shame in his eyes as he loses yet another paycheck, and the hollow bravado he uses to convince himself he can win it all back. The sabotaged surgery, a turning point. The plot takes a chilling turn when Joey's revenge escalates from financial ruin to something far more sinister. In a move that shocks even the most jaded viewers of Beyond the Gates, Joey, or an associate acting on his orders, sabotages one of Doug's surgeries. The details are harrowing. A critical piece of equipment malfunctions mid-procedure, a scalpel is misplaced, and a patient, a young woman with a family waiting anxiously in the hospital's sterile corridors, hovers on the brink of death. The sabotage is subtle, designed to look like an accident, but Doug knows better. The weight of the near-fatal mistake crashes down on him, threatening his career, his reputation, and his sanity. This moment is a masterstroke of storytelling, amplifying the stakes of Doug's predicament. The operating room, once his sanctuary, becomes a battlefield where Joey's influence seeps like poison. The patient survives, but the damage is done. Doug's confidence is shattered, and the hospital administration begins to question his competence. Whispers of malpractice lawsuits swirl, and Doug's colleagues, once his allies, distance themselves. Jason Graham's portrayal of Doug's unraveling is nothing short of mesmerizing, his face a canvas of guilt, fear, and desperation as he grapples with the realization that his life is no longer his own. Marcel, the reluctant ally. Enter Marcel, a shadowy figure whose allegiance is as murky as the Crestview underworld. A former associate of Joey's with a murky past, Marcel is drawn into Doug's orbit as both a potential savior and a harbinger of doom. Marcel's motivations are unclear. Does he genuinely want to help Doug, or is he another pawn in Joey's game? Together, they devise a plan to outmaneuver Joey, a desperate bid to reclaim Doug's life from the casino owner's clutches. The plan is fraught with risk, involving a high-stakes gamble to expose Joey's criminal dealings and free Doug from his debts. Marcel, played with enigmatic charm by actor Victor Salazar, brings a new dynamic to the story. His chemistry with Jason Graham crackles with tension, as Doug oscillates between trusting Marcel and suspecting him of betrayal. Their late-night meetings in dimly lit bars and back alleys are charged with urgency, each conversation a tightrope walk between hope and despair. The plan they concoct is bold but flawed, a reflection of Doug's desperation and Marcel's ambiguous loyalties. As they plot to turn the tables on Joey, the audience is left wondering whether Marcel is Doug's salvation or the final nail in his coffin. A web of deception. As Doug sinks deeper into Joey's web, the narrative of Beyond the Gates becomes a labyrinth of deception. Joey's influence extends beyond the casino, infiltrating every corner of Doug's life. His marriage crumbles under the strain of his addiction, his wife's tearful pleas unable to pierce the fog of his obsession. His colleagues, once his confidants, turn away as rumors of his instability spread. Even his patients, the very people he swore to protect, begin to doubt him. The sabotage of the surgery was just the beginning. Joey's plan is to strip Doug of everything, his career, his family, his dignity, before delivering the final blow. The pacing of this arc is relentless, each episode peeling back another layer of Doug's torment. The cinematography of Beyond the Gates amplifies the drama, with tight close-ups of Doug's sweat-beaded brow and wide shots of the Silver Serpent's opulent yet oppressive interior. The soundtrack, a haunting blend of jazz and electronic beats, underscores the tension, each note a reminder of the ticking clock counting down to Doug's demise. Jason Graham's performance anchors the story, his every gesture and expression conveying the weight of a man fighting a losing battle against forces he cannot fully comprehend. The inevitability of tragedy. The whispers of Doug McBride's imminent death have sent shockwaves through the Beyond the Gates fandom. The show's writers have masterfully built toward this moment, planting seeds of tragedy from the moment Doug first stepped into the Silver Serpent. His gambling addiction, once a personal failing, has become a weapon in Joey's hands, each bet a thread in the noose tightening around Doug's neck. The sabotaged surgery was a public humiliation, but it is the private moments, Doug alone in his apartment, staring at a bottle of whiskey, or pleading with Marcel for one last chance, that make his downfall so devastating. The question of whether Doug is truly doomed is one that keeps viewers on the edge of their seats. Joey's plan, executed with cold precision, seems to leave no room for escape. Marcel's involvement adds a layer of uncertainty. Could he be the key to Doug's salvation, or is he merely prolonging the inevitable? The show's narrative thrives on this ambiguity, refusing to offer easy answers. As Doug and Marcel's plan unfolds, the stakes grow higher, culminating in a cliffhanger that has left audiences reeling, a confrontation in the Silver Serpent's VIP room, where Doug, armed with evidence of Joey's crimes, faces the casino owner in a battle of wits and wills. Reflections on a tragic hero. What makes Doug McBride's story so compelling is its unflinching exploration of human frailty. Doug is not a flawless hero but a deeply flawed man, his brilliance as a surgeon overshadowed by his inability to resist the lure of the casino. His addiction is not a plot device but a character trait, one that Jason Graham imbues with raw, aching humanity. Doug's descent is not just a personal tragedy but a cautionary tale about the dangers of unchecked ambition and the seductive pull of vice. Joey Armstrong, meanwhile, is a villain for the ages, his charm and cruelty a perfect foil for Doug's vulnerability. His revenge is not just personal but philosophical, a twisted belief that justice can only be served through destruction. The dynamic between Doug and Joey, mediated by the enigmatic Marcel, is a masterclass in character-driven storytelling, each interaction layered with subtext and tension. As Beyond the Gates hurtles toward its season finale, the question remains, will Doug McBride survive, or is his death an inevitable conclusion to his tragic arc? The show's writers have hinted at a resolution that will redefine the stakes for Crestview, but whether that means redemption or ruin for Doug remains to be seen. What is certain is that Jason Graham's portrayal of Doug McBride will linger in the minds of viewers, a testament to the power of storytelling to illuminate the darkest corners of the human experience. The legacy of Doug McBride. The story of Doug McBride is more than a soap opera plotline. It is a meditation on the fragility of success and the cost of vengeance. Joey Armstrong's vendetta has exposed the cracks in Doug's carefully constructed life, revealing a man who is both hero and victim. As fans speculate about Doug's fate, the discourse on platforms like X reflects a deep investment in his journey. Posts from viewers highlight the emotional weight of his story, with many praising Jason Graham's ability to convey Doug's inner turmoil without uttering a word. Whether Doug's story ends in death or redemption, his arc in Beyond the Gates will be remembered as a high point in the show's run. The interplay of addiction, betrayal, and revenge has created a narrative that is as gripping as it is heartbreaking, a reminder that even the brightest lives can be extinguished by the shadows they cast. As we await the next episode, one thing is clear: Doug McBride's fall is a story that will resonate long after the credits roll, a poignant reminder of the thin line between salvation and damnation.